My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Bad Boys Ride or Die. And I went into this movie just expecting to have a good time, and this movie delivers exactly that. Nothing more, but nothing less. So let's begin talking about what I did like, and I think the movie is very well directed by Dalip and Balala. I think they add so many nice stylish touches that just elevate this movie. They use POV shots quite a bit, and I loved that. This movie is also just filled with energy. The movie is consistently entertaining from beginning to end. It doesn't slow down, and I thought the action was decent enough. Not great, but decent, and the movie does manage to be funny. I laughed out loud, I think, like 3 or 4 times, so that's not too bad. And the cast continues to be a strength. You've got Will Smith, who continues to be as charismatic and as likable as ever. He is so good in this movie. And you've also got Martin Lawrence, who's even more over the top here, but I don't mind because he's just that charismatic. So the two leads definitely have that star power. They have that chemistry. You've also got Jacob Kipio, who I think does a fine job. Vanessa Hudgens, who I think does a fine job. Alexander Ludwig, who I think does a fine job. Paola Nuez, who I think does a fine job. Eric Dane, who I think does a fine job. Ian Grufford, who I think does a fine job. Melanie Laborde, who has nothing to do. She doesn't leave any bit of impression at all. You've got Tiffany Haddish, who is so loud and irritating, but the movie knows that and leans into that, so she did a good job. Rhea Seehorn, who is so great in Better Call Saul, and she's completely wasted here. An absolute garbage character written just terribly. Yeah. And then you've got Dennis Green as Reggie, who stands out a bit more in this movie with one scene especially. So, a lot of people are in this movie. In fact, that's the big issue with it. There's too much going on. Too much. I don't want to get into everything because then I might spoil some stuff, but holy shit. So many of the side characters are severely underdeveloped. And there's a big element of this movie about how Mike now cares for other people and how that affects him. But because some of the characters are as underdeveloped as they are, it doesn't actually work in any way. So, like, they definitely needed to cut down the amount of characters or add like 10-15 minutes to this movie because it just suffers as a result. On top of that, I also felt like this movie was really redundant of the other movies in this franchise at moments. Like, the first 20 minutes of this movie just gave me flashbacks to Bad Boys for Life. And I'm like, didn't I just watch this? And then even one note the movie ends on, I'm like, really? That again? Speaking of which, the ending kind of sucks. The climax isn't satisfying by any means necessary. In Bad Boys for Life, you get the emotion, you get the brutality, you get the epicness, and here, eh. I mean, you get a crocodile, which is cool, but it's not enough. And also, this movie ties into some existential stuff. Like, there's some dreamy sequences that did not work for me in any way. So, yeah, it's fun. I had a good time with it. The cast has charisma, they have that star power. The action is stylish enough. The movie is funny enough. It's not great, but if you want a fun time at the theater, then go check it out. So I'll give Bad Boys Ride or Die a 6 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Bad Boys Ride or Die? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.